The next things I want to explore in terms of logarithms are going to be about solving logarithmic equations. And we're going to look at solving logarithmic equations where the x is on the other side, where it's in the argument, and when it's in the base. And in the next lesson, we're going to get into when they're in the argument in a little more depth. Now, I do want to point out this first equation I'm going to look at isn't much of an equation anyhow. Let me point out what's going on here by looking at a completely different problem. This has nothing to do with this problem that we're looking at right now. But I'm going to give you a really difficult equation to solve. The equation is x equals 1 plus 3. Well, there's not really a whole lot to do in that equation. 1 plus 3 is 4. X must be 4. Woohoo! I'm a mathematician. All right. So what was going on there? X was on one side by itself, so the other side was nothing but calculation. So there was no actual algebra going on, it was just calculation. And so now if we look back at the actual example that we're working on, the x is by itself. So the other side is just calculation. So what I would do here is just do the calculation. We actually did problems like this earlier where we tried to say, let's rewrite this inside as 4 to a power, which would be negative 1 power. The log base 4 and the 4 to a power undo one another, leaving negative 1. So there wasn't any algebra in terms of moving stuff to the other side. You already had x equals, so it was just a matter of simplifying, in this case, the left-hand side. So that's what I wanted you to point out, just to point out here, is that when the variable's already by itself, don't worry about moving stuff from side to side. Just simplify the side that's nothing but calculation, that's nothing but numbers.